and gentlemen. Look, let's get this straight, and we already know the routine. After a pay-per-view, they need to hit it out of the park, building into the next pay-per-view, which is supposed to be Night of Champions. But to be honest, there's a lot of parts in this show really just annoyed me badly. So let's get into this. I'm talking about the opening, which I don't always usually do, but I gotta do it. Nikki, Brie, and Steph. Oh my goodness. Who told Nikki Bella she can actually act? Tell me below what you feel about Nikki Bella trying to get a point across, but walking around and walking around and walk like that. She couldn't stay still. I mean, it's alright to sway and maybe move around a little bit, but she was acting so badly. There are points when someone acts so bad it becomes good. That was not close to that. She just can't act. I will say this, because Brie has been dealing with Stephanie, at least her acting is slightly better. Slightly, but not by much. Barely bearable. But when Brie came in there, I felt at least she got a point across better than Nikki did. And Nikki smacking the spit out of her sister's mouth and saying, "I will never forgive you," wasn't believable. You guys can tell me below if you believe Nikki did a good segment. She did not. I can understand she's not good because she doesn't usually get in front of the camera much. But if she's going to be having more segments with her sister, which is going to happen, she really needs to step her game up in talking because she sucks. Let's get to the other segment throughout the night. When it came to Steph again, this time Triple H, Paulie, and Brock. I'm going to put it like this. You guys tell me below. Do you believe the WWE Championship belt looks better than this new WWE World Heavyweight Championship belt? The difference between them is that the plate for champion has been removed and the W's have been extended. I feel like the original one, the WWE World Championship, well, not the WWE World Championship. When you look at the WWE Championship belt, the one The Rock got, I feel it's a much better looking belt than this thing. It looks cheesy. You can look at the leather in the back and look like it wasn't really processed properly because it's got that many ridges in it. I know they can make leather belts nice, crisp, that look like it's smooth and it looks presentable. This looks like it was rushed. To me personally, you guys can tell me below. And when it came to Stephanie and Triple H, the King of Kings, the only thing he cared about was looking at his wife's boobs. At least to me, when he tried to explain, "I am proud of my wife who won her match after a decade," and you know what she did for him? She squeezed her cleavage together so she can show how big her boobs are for him. I mean, she didn't care about us. She don't care if we look. It's all for her man. I'm alright with that. But when you look at that segment, he really didn't have much there. He was like a supporting actor. He didn't really need to do much. It was all about Paulie. And it was long-winded with Paulie. That's my humble opinion. Did he do an effective segment? Yes. But it was way too long-winded. I halfway through it, I wanted to just walk and go into my kitchen and get something to eat. But I stuck around to hear what the rest of what he had to say. And in the end, I really believe this. He put John Cena over, he put Brock Lesnar over, and I think that's the catalyst for the next match. I don't think John Cena's going to be gone long. But here's the problem. John's not there. Unless he comes back immediately, we have to find someone for Brock to deal with. But here's the thing. Will Brock be there? And if he is there, who is the best person to put up against him? Sheamus? No. He's hurt, and I'll be talking about Sheamus and the Rollins Reigns and everybody else in a moment. Rollins Reigns, he's still dealing with Randy Orton. Randy Orton, he's not going to go up against Brock Lesnar. I doubt that. If they do, that's something entirely different. I wouldn't mind seeing a Randy Orton go up against a Brock Lesnar because I've never seen it personally. Does it mean they're going to build it properly? Maybe. But the only one that's strong enough maybe is Rollins Reigns or Randy Orton. That's it. I don't see anything good when it comes to Brock holding that title. and I don't like the title. It looks like crap. Why couldn't they just use the WWE Championship title? That's just my... They only had it out for a few months. They should have just let them have it. Let's move on to the Dolph Ziggler-Miz rematch. This just continues the feud. Dolph loses because of countout. Do I actually care? No, because Dolph really didn't talk. The Miz did talk, so he gave it something. I don't see that with Dolph. I just don't. Mind you, as I said before, Dolph should be in the main event as a credible heel. Let's put it better. He's a better heel than he is a face. And let's be honest here. He doesn't need to be the top of the line. He just needs to be something credible for other people to job onto. We need him as a jobber in the main event. That's what I'm saying. Let's move on to the Natalya Paige match. Are you serious? I was angry last night, well, night before, seeing at SummerSlam the full extent of the crazy they wanted to put on Paige. I didn't like it. I didn't care. It was wrong to do it. They should have made her an evil heel that can just beat the shit out of you. It would have been better that way. Now we're seeing who is the more crazier bitch. You tell me if I'm wrong or not. Paige loves AJ. AJ loves Paige. Paige dedicates a match with Natalya. AJ dedicates her life to Paige. Are you seriously going to do a crazy angle with these two women? It's such a waste. Paige went from here, gone. Such a waste. I don't know what they're going to do now. And to be honest, I don't care now. If they're doing the crazy angle with them both, I don't care. Next, the Jack Swagger versus Cesaro match. Now, Zed was not with Jack, and he had his own interview with, what is his name? Aaron Young, I believe. Renee Young. Sorry, I said Aaron Young. Renee Young. And I have to say, at least he did it decent enough that he'd get away with it. And he got his ass beaten by Cesaro, which I feel sorry for Cesaro because he had better potential. But now it looks like you might have a feud between Jack Swagger and Bo Dallas, because Jack has been embarrassed because of Bo Dallas mentioning how bad he was. Is that a great thing to switch off of Rusev? Yes. And I'm talking about that at the end of my review. You know I'm going to do it. And I may just put that in my title, and I'll tell you in a minute. But it looks like Jack may have a feud with Bo Dallas. Do I think it's going to be a good feud? Probably not. Bo has been screwed because they didn't let him keep his winning streak. And that was dumb. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen. The 6-man tag of Rollins Reigns. Oh. It wasn't a bad tag seeing Sheamus and RVD with Axel and Orton. I mean, it was okay. It was passable. In the end, it was RVD who gets it over Curtis Axel. But does this promote the feud between the two main combatants, which is Rollins Reigns and Orton? To an extent, yes. But they need to have more talking time. Really, I feel like they need something else. Something needs to be added in this to give it spice, because it's going to get tiring soon. I love Rollins Reigns. He's doing great, but there needs to be something extra with Randy Orton, to be honest. It's just not enough. The match between the Dust Brothers and the Usos. I'm angry about one situation. You give Jack Swagger time to talk. You give Bray and Jericho time to talk. Why not give the Usos or the Dust Brothers particularly? Excuse me. My allergies are making it hard for me to cough. If you have the Dust Brothers going after the Cosmic Key, why not talk about it on Raw? Why not give them a Renee Young to say, we are chasing the Cosmic Key? Why do it on the fucking app or WWE.com? You promote this stupidness of Cody Rhodes constantly talking about the stars and then getting the Cosmic Key, and then you give it no time. Now they're going to probably put it on YouTube, which is dumb. Put it on the shows, ladies and gentlemen, and you'll get an understanding of it. They're after the Cosmic Key, which is the titles. We need to know that. The commentary team did not make it clear, and it's not their job to make it clear. It's meant to be them most of the time. But it was a good match, as we've always seen from them, and the Dust Brothers win. Cody gets the pin. I'm alright with that. Now, I'm going to say this about Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. Their chemistry is quite good. And when the WWE Universe was given the option to choose the stipulation for the match because Seth got his ass beaten up by Dean when he got his face hit with a plastic container, I thought it was tougher than that. We get a Falls Count Anywhere match. Now, I felt when they started showing it, it was going to be Falls Count Anywhere, and it was exactly that because of what happened with the, well, let's be honest, the Lumberjack match was the second best match of the night on SummerSlam. It was. So this and that video segments were not bad. I just felt that why couldn't Seth Rollins just put him through the cinder blocks himself? Why did it have to be Kane? It just makes Seth look weaker. It does. I'm sorry. I'm being honest here. Seth looked weak having to have Kane save his ass on the show. And that's SummerSlam. And now here, he had to be held down so he can put his foot through his head and the cinder blocks. He could have done it himself. And I think that would have been better. But I won't say the match wasn't good. It was a great match. I believe it was, let's be honest here, it was the match of the night. It was. Now, let's get to the last two things to talk about. Well, I forgot. I still have to talk about the... I feel sorry for Bray Wyatt. I'm being reluctant to actually do this segment, him talking. Because he did very well on SummerSlam. He speaks always very well, but where is he going? Y2J is Y2J. If he loses or wins, the crowd just cares about him fine. That's how they acted during his interview with Renee Young, and she got a lot of work today. But in the end, when it came to Bray Wyatt doing it on the Titantron, my problem is this. He talks great. He spoke very well. But where does he go now? Is he going to continue talking and dealing with Jericho? He got one win in maybe 4 months. This is my problem, ladies and gentlemen. Bray needs more than just to talk, beat the crap out of people outside the ring, and get one win in 4 months. He doesn't feel credible. I love Bray Wyatt. He could take over for The Undertaker. If The Undertaker reappears and has a match with Bray Wyatt, he could truly pass the torch to him because he is such a unique character that The Undertaker could actually give it to him. But I don't see that happening. I'll be glad if I'm wrong. Please let me be wrong and he deals with The Undertaker eventually. And The Undertaker really passes his gift of his legacy to him. But I just don't see that. I just don't. So when it came to these segments between them, I really didn't give a damn. I really didn't. And that's sad. Now, the thing I'm going to talk about now that I really want to talk about, Seth Rollins. Wait a minute, not some. I'm excited about this. That's why I'm botching. Luke and Eric dealing with, I'm calling them the world's finest. Big Show and Mark Henry, baby. I got to call them something. You got the world's largest athlete and the world's strongest man. You got to call them something. So I'll call them the world's finest. Whatever. I mean, that's for the something else, but come on. You can put it with them. The match was actually quite good. I did see SmackDown and I saw that it was, I believe it was Luke versus, what was it, Luke? I believe it was Luke Rowan versus Mark Henry. That wasn't that bad. Then it was Big Show dealing with it. Eric Harper. Wasn't bad either. So they threw them all together in a decent match. It was okay. And you guys tell me below, really tell me, did the Big Show actually kiss Mark Henry on the head or the cheek when the match was over and Mark got the win? And that's what got me interested. Mark won in their tag team match on SmackDown after they had those 2 matches. He won again here, so I thought, Mark is getting something done, baby. That means they're going to give him something. And they did. There was a reason why Jack Swagger was finished and had lost and went to Bo Dallas, I think. Rusev has been dominant through everybody. It was time to give him a real credible threat. Why not give him a 2-time Olympic athlete? He went in twice in the Olympics. He won at least once. I don't remember if he won twice. I think he won once. But he could have won 2 times, I think, gold medal. But the point is, Rusev shit on himself because he has to deal with Mark Henry. I was glad to see Mark Henry because that's what I really wanted in the beginning. I didn't want to see Biggie Langston. Jack Swagger wasn't a bad distraction and going through the Real American bit. I'm okay with it. But in this respect, using a Mark Henry, he epitomizes America. He does. And that will make this a very great feud if the WWE is willing to pull the trigger on it properly. Give it time. Give it promo segments. Let Mark, when you saw the talking moment, I'm botching because I'm excited. Mark Henry can talk. When he dealt with John Cena and faked his ass out saying he was retiring, everyone couldn't believe he did it so well. Mark has the ability to talk very well in the ring, and he spoke very well. He made Lana look like a bitch, and I like Lana. He made Lana scared out of her damn shoes. When he told her, "Shut up, woman," she went, okay, I'm backing off now. I don't want to get squashed by you. That was nice. Let Mark be the one to talk. Yeah, Lana's going to talk, fine. But Mark predominantly talking will make this feud work. It'll have legs. And if you stretch this, because we're in August, you could do something all the way up to October. Having him deal with him is not a bad thing. I want to see this, ladies and gentlemen. But it counts on the WWE actually pulling the trigger on this and maintaining it. Look what happened to the New Nation. They dropped that shit because they didn't know how to handle it. If they make Mark Henry job, will be stupid. They can't let him job immediately. If he has to lose, let him lose as a DQ. Let him be similar to Jack Swagger. And in Mark's case, it will get over way more than Jack. I really hope for that. So how do I feel like this? How do I feel about this show? Thinking about it made me botch. It wasn't good completely. Let's be honest. The beginning of the show sucked. The middle of the show, the 1-hour segment, was too long-winded, and they brought out a title that looked like crap. The end of the show with Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose was great. Having a Mark Henry now deal with a Rusev is wonderful. Miz, we don't really care that much about. We don't know what's going to happen with Roman Reigns and the Viper. We don't know. They may be stupid enough to drop everything, but we never know. So I hope you enjoyed this Zane's View. Please give me a comment below. I will be getting the next debate of the week out as soon as possible. Have a good day. Peace out.